My alien neighbor knocked. I'm out of milk. I said, then you'll need a new mate too. The knock on my door was tentative but deliberate, 3 sharp taps that echoed in the quiet of my small apartment. I opened the door to find my neighbor standing there, a tall, slender creature with shimmering green skin, eyes like molten amber, and a soft glow emanating from its chest cavity. The scent of ozone hung around it, and it shifted awkwardly, limbs bending in ways humans never could. I'm out of milk, it said in a voice that was both melodic and dissonant, like wind chimes in a storm. I stared at it for a moment, the absurdity of the request hitting me. Milk? I asked, because that's what humans do when they're confronted with the bizarre. Yes, it said, tilting its head. Milk. For breakfast. And for bonding. I frowned, still unsure whether it was joking. But I knew better. In the 23 years I'd been on this settlement orbiting Vega 9, humans were the odd ones, but this was next level weird. Right, I said, reaching for the carton in my fridge. But you know, if you're out of milk, you might need a new mate too. The alien froze. Its glowing chest dimmed slightly, then brightened again, pulsing rapidly. Mate? What do you mean? I shrugged. Oh, you know. Around here, species bond over shared nutrients. Milk, for example, triggers hormonal bonding in your kind. If you run out, it's complicated. You risk detachment, loss of connection, social instability. Best solution? Replace the milk, and maybe the mate. It blinked, or what I assumed were blinks, and a low hum vibrated from its throat. You joke. I leaned on the doorframe, grinning. Depends on how you define joke. Humans have a sense of humor. It's confusing, sometimes dangerous. There was silence for a long moment. Then the alien stepped inside, careful not to touch anything with its long, spindly fingers. Your sense of humor. It is lethal. I laughed. Maybe. But hey, it works. I poured it a glass of milk, half human, half engineered for alien consumption, because Vega 9 had humans living cheek by jowl with alien species, and diplomacy was literally a matter of what you put in your coffee. It accepted the glass and sipped delicately, eyes widening. Delicious. Terribly bonding. See? I said, winking. You'll need a new mate any second now. It gasped, or the closest approximation it had to one, and I realized it wasn't reacting to humor. It was reacting to what I'd said. Its species had a kind of symbiotic bonding ritual triggered chemically. Run out of milk, and the bond could weaken, sometimes catastrophically. I must leave, it said, its voice breaking slightly, the glow from its chest dimming like dying embers. Bond must be renewed. I shook my head. No need to panic. You're not dying, you're just looking for someone new, right? Lucky for you, humans live next door. Its eyes, molten, liquid fire, narrowed. Human? How foolish. Human. I grinned wider. Not foolish. Resourceful. We have options. You could try me if you want. That made it stop mid-step. Its long fingers hovered in the air. You offer yourself? I shrugged casually. Hey, I've got extra milk. And apparently my charm is intergalactic grade. It stared at me for several long beats. I could feel the tension in the room, like charged ions before a storm. Human, you joke at a serious crisis. I shook my head again. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just pointing out that your little dilemma is hilarious. You're literally stressing over breakfast. Its glow brightened, and a low hum started vibrating through the floor, like it was processing, calculating, debating something I didn't understand. Human, you strange. Your species dangerous. Dangerous? Me? I laughed, shaking my head. I just opened the fridge and offered advice. That's all. But apparently, that was enough. The alien's limbs flexed, twisting unnaturally, and it turned to me with a gaze so intense it made my chest ache. Human. I trust you. Must bond now? I froze. Bond now? Yes. Its voice was firm, urgent, final. Chemical signals cannot wait. Must mate or detach. I realized I'd crossed the line between neighborly advice and catastrophic intervention. Still, a part of me, maybe the human part that thrived on danger, was curious. All right, I said cautiously. But fair warning. You've got no idea what humans are capable of. It tilted its head, almost quizzically. Explain capability? I stepped closer, lowering my voice. We're adaptable. We survive when the odds are against us. We learn fast. We improvise. We're dangerous when motivated by connection. The alien blinked slowly. Its chest glowed brighter, and the pulsing became rhythmic, almost musical. Connection important. Human, you serious? Deadly serious. It leaned closer, its head coming near mine. I could feel a faint warmth, a wave of strange pheromones, and an electrical charge buzzing through the air. Human, you frightening yet attractive. I smirked. Flattery works on everyone, apparently. Then it happened. Its limbs extended, wrapping around me in a grip that was firm but gentle. Its glow enveloped us, filling the small apartment with a warm, pulsating light. My head spun as chemical bonds, so alien, so intense, activated. My senses overloaded with a mixture of fear, curiosity, and exhilaration. And then, just like that, the bond was sealed. When it finally released me, both of us gasping, though I had no idea if its species gasped the way humans did, it stepped back and looked at me with a mixture of awe and confusion. Human, you survived bonding. I laughed breathlessly. Survived? Buddy, I thrive. It tilted its head again. Thrive? How dangerous? I shook my head, smiling. You have no idea. Humans always find a way. Then came the awkward part, introductions. Name's Jack, I said, extending my hand in a human gesture. It blinked at the hand, hesitated, then tentatively extended a long, shimmering finger. I am Zyra. Zyra, I said, letting a grin spread. Nice to officially meet my neighbor, and apparently my new, well, you know. Mate. Its glow softened, pulsing gently. Mate, yes. Human, strange. I like. Good. Me too, I said, pouring another glass of milk. Breakfast is important. And somehow, in that absurdly tiny apartment on Vega 9, two very different species sat together, drinking milk, laughing, or the closest thing Zyra had to laughter, and forging a bond neither of us fully understood. The galaxy outside hummed with potential threats, wars, and endless uncertainty, but in this moment, I realized something profoundly human: adaptability, humor, and sheer audacity could beat alien logic every time. Later, when the rest of the neighborhood found out, they laughed, protested, and gasped in equal measure. Some called me reckless. Others called me a genius. Zyra just glowed brighter every time she was near me, as if signaling to the universe itself, humans were not to be underestimated. Weeks later, when the local council tried to mediate bonding disputes for other species, they used our apartment as a case study. Look at what happens when a human intervenes, they said, pointing at Zyra and me, laughing over cereal. Completely unpredictable. Completely effective. I shrugged one morning, staring out at the Vega 9 skyline. Zyra beside me sipping milk. What can I say? I said. Humans have a way of fixing problems. Sometimes with courage. Sometimes with humor. Sometimes with sheer stupidity. Zyra tilted her head, eyes pulsing in amusement. Human, you, terrifying, and wonderful. I smiled. Exactly. Welcome to the galaxy, Zyra. Humans are never boring. And in that absurd, chaotic, and strangely tender moment, I realized the truth. The universe could throw anything at humans, but we would always respond in our own way. With a laugh, a bold move, and sometimes a glass of milk.